everybody! Welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Things have actually been going very well lately. On yesterday's daily, it was maybe like the second or third best daily I've ever had. Let me find myself on the leaderboards here. 19th, 0.16 percentile. We have had some 0.12s. But I mean, if you look at like the last week or 10 days of daily, 0.49, 0.12, 3.12. 0.33, 0.25, 0.61, 3.17, 8.44, that was April Fool's, 0.78, and 0.16. It's been a good run of form. We're something like 62nd on the Greed Butt leaderboard, 61st, because of the recent changes to the scoreboard, which I do not begrudge. I think, you know, we were disproportionately benefiting from the fact that we had had a good run of form lately, and this is more representative of where we truly sit, but I'm working on making it a little higher. We're Maggie, we're going to Mom's Foot, that's horrible. We probably want to stick with the Yum Heart, though. So, I mean, straight up, what do you want to do on a Maggie run that goes to Mom's Foot? You want to probably, I mean, ideally, AWAS or Shovel. If you can't do that, or it looks like you might not be able to do that. Wow, this is a small floor. You would most likely like to play a self-sacrifice room, preferably after doing boss rush, but that requires there to be one on that floor. Could be a short daily today. Or could be a long daily. We have to remember, I've forgotten this on like several dailies now, and it's very embarrassing for me. When you go down via an AWAS rune or a shovel, you don't, like if you get past the depths 2 by using that, then you get to the womb 1, you don't get free access to the womb 2. That's cost us big time on a shocking number of dailies. So you gotta accept you need 2 AWAS runes, one to get you down to the womb 2, or the womb 1, one to get you down to the womb 2, and then at that point figure out something else, because I guess you could hold 3 technically if you had like starter deck, but you get the idea. Sure, I will take moldy bread. No spirit hearts makes me a little frightened, but we can work around that for now at least. Anyway, I mean, I don't know why, I'm just giving you a rundown, a blueprint, oh no, for how I expect things to go on this daily. For those of you wondering why I'm worried about, you know, the 6th floor when we're not even close. So, we are at the game's whim right now, unfortunately. If I am able to get a deal with the devil, that would be nice. If not, it's possible, and, you know, we have had this happen recently, that not getting a deal with the devil on the 2nd floor is bad, but ends up being good because the game is unfair and, you know, life is cruel. To other people, but to us, apparently not that bad. We're going to look for a bomb as well. I'm just saying, like, sometimes by not getting a deal with the devil on the guaranteed floor, you get a deal with the devil on a floor that's not guaranteed, and, you know, life all of a sudden is better than you probably deserve it to be on your Isaac daily, and that's very nice, except for the people who actually played well and got punished. Or at least not rewarded. Can't open that yet. I'm actually thinking that maybe the right play, and the only way we could have known this is hindsight, I suppose. And it's also, it takes a, you know, brass balls on a daily to do this, but there were 2 chests on the last floor that we could have gotten by taking a hit of damage every time we walked on them. Now, there were spikes blocking them is what I'm trying to suggest, but we didn't want to do that because it amps up our damage penalty for no reason, potentially, but in hindsight, if that had given us enough money to possibly buy a Spirit Heart, or if it had given us a Spirit Heart directly, or, you know, some extra bombs so we could access the Tinted Rock, probably like one of those had a pretty good chance to happen. Most likely getting another 4 cents or picking up a bomb. Either of those fairly likely outcomes. And actually, we're feeling the burn of not having bombs right now as well. This fucking Monstro fight is, like, not supposed to be that bad, but is that bad right now. So we're doing, like, next to no damage. So basically, I feel like my hope and dream on this run essentially hinges on whether or not we get this 36% chance. Otherwise, we're going to be living in and, you know, living in a bubble, baby. The bubble is not reality. You have to have a look outside. That's what Eiffel 65 said on their classic debut album Europop. And I've always thought those are words to live by. So we did get Empty Vessel. It turns out Empty Vessel, probably not a mission critical upgrade for us, but certainly not bad. We're happy to have it. We are very eager to go to this curse room, go to the item room. We'll probably use our last key, assuming we don't get one from this room, to go open that golden chest. You know, something like Steven, Guppy's Head, Fate. They're big enough plays that I think we can take a risk on it. There was a key out there anyway. Okay, so Tarot Cloth is a lovely item that completely justifies us coming into this room. We didn't get another key. We need a bomb to get it, but we'd use a bomb for a Tinted Rock first, probably. And then we get Bum Friends. Bum Friend, I believe, is a breaking item. I can't recall, but I think it might be a breaking item. If you get, like, Dull Razor, and we'll go to this one over here. But if you get Dull Razor, and then you get, like, Fanny Pack, Piggy Bank, something along those lines, I think it could work for you. Obviously, as of right now, we don't have that, but keep it in mind. It's not why I took it. I mostly took it because, you know, we can't really afford to be making any enemies right now. Obviously, I'm stoked. Tarot Cloth plus the Hierophant is a good selection, of course. 4 Spirit Hearts for the price of none. Well, we did spend a key, but 1 key for 4 Spirit Hearts is a shockingly good value. Okay, if you just stop moving so erratically. Just stay in one place, please. You try to hold me, but I bust through. I understand. Okay, don't... Counterfeit Penny. Counterfeit Penny. Yes! Obviously, we should have waited to pick up the coin, but if that ends up moving us from first to second on the leaderboards, then life goes on, dude. Life goes flipping on. I don't know why the flies are not shooting at me, but I'm not in a position to complain about it right now. Do me a favor... Blow up these mushrooms and give me Magic Mush. I mean, I do want to go. You might be saying, you know, you spawned right next to the mob trap room. Why not go to it? On dailies, and this is a point of criticism for dailies for a lot of people, is that they end up samey because of stuff like this. But Boss Rush is an extremely critical part of the run. So we basically need to haul ass pretty early. And we are hauling ass pretty early right now with 3.5 damage and 10 rate of fire. We can't afford to dilly-daddle, unfortunately, and I knew at the final moment that could happen. Alright, I mean, I'm stoked to have Infamy, but I do wish that I hadn't spent that key because we can't get to the item room. Although, ironically, if the item room had Infamy, I would have been like, oh, sweet, Infamy. So I guess we'll pop Hierophant. Although, if we get... like blank card or something, but we're not gonna get blank card. We only have 3 cents. I suppose we've gotta hold on to Hierophant just on the off chance that we actually do manage to make it happen. So, I mean, everybody told me, hey NL, have fun with yesterday's daily, and I did. I had a great time with yesterday's daily. It was wonderful. Today's daily, on the other hand, a little shaky right out the gate. No, 3rd floor. Maggie's starting damage and DPS. But we have this Hierophant card. It's very far from insignificant. We don't need a blank card to make it work. It's still 4 Spirit Hearts, you know, whether we can reuse it or not. But this is exceptionally boring. As far as, again, cardinal sin of entertainment, but, you know, you gotta be honest. This is not an exciting Maggie run right now. This is an Alt F4-able daily for the average thrill seeker, I think. Okay, these enemies are at least not exceptionally tanky. One more? No more. Yeah, I mean, keep it going. We did come down here way early, so I'm happy about that, but at the same time, it's like a cautionary tale, because despite being down here so early, it's taken me like an awful long time to get through this floor, and I think that's a bad sign for the future. Yeah, the D7. So, the D7 is actually amazing, apparently. I say that not to be dismissive, rather because I actually just do not really understand how to use it, but I understand that it's a game breaker. The non-daily, not a run breaker, but like in terms of getting infinity score basically for consumables, but not infinity, but a lot. But it's a very powerful item whose functionality I criminally underrate. But again, you know, where do you use that? Where do you learn? Usually on the non-dailies, because I'm pretty sure I would pick this up and just never use it. So I'm mad at myself, rest assured. But I was like, I'm not going to pop the Hierophant right now. I'm right next to these enemies. If I try to pick up the Spirit Hearts, I'll get hit. We should have used them earlier. I'm not going to use them right now, so we still have at least a 9% chance of getting this deal with the devil, but I do not feel like a smart boy right now. Is there some rule on dailies? Like, if the daily sucks, you always fight Big Horn? Because, like, it seems like whenever I'm tight for time, the game gives me Big Horn. This is gonna be like a 4-minute boss fight. And I don't want to fulfill the stereotype of being that, like, mad YouTuber, you know? This game sucks. Look at this guy's HP is way too high and blah blah. Where do these designers go to designer school? The poop store? But, like, this guy is too tanky. If there's a reasonable expectation that you can have runs... Oh, jeez. That you can have runs that are not gonna, you know, improve you at all by this stage of the game, you gotta accept this is a little bit too much on the HP side. Mostly because every other boss you face at this stage of the game has substantially less HP. Now, if we had bombs, we could, of course, use those bombs to do some more damage, but we don't have bombs, so we can't. I mean, the odds of a deal with the devil are exceptionally low here. We really, I mean, I'm gonna start to lose hope for boss rush, sincerely, if we don't get DPS. We basically need, at least a Tears upgrade. Magic Mush, of course, would be, like, enormous for us, but we basically need at least a Tears upgrade to feel confident that we got a chance. We came down here and then, like, doubled the length of the run just getting through one floor. Without even doing all the rooms, so... Yeah, this is extremely bad. Our damage penalty is actually the least of my concerns right now. Sadly enough. I don't think it's realistic to get out of this floor in time. I will say, by the way, completely preventable, okay, refocus. Completely preventable to lower our chances of getting a deal with the devil there, but I'm not that worried about it. We might not have gotten one anyway. It's just a fucked run right now in terms of the actual content of it. Like, I'm not telling Nicholas how to do their jobs whatsoever. But if you read the subreddit, you know, there's an optics problem with Afterbirth Plus dailies right now. Everybody, the prevailing wisdom, and doesn't really matter whether it's true or not, but I haven't played the Afterbirth non-Plus dailies, so I can't say for certain. People are always saying Afterbirth Plus dailies suck, Afterbirth dailies are really fun. You want people to keep playing these dailies, you know, you gotta nip this shit in the bud right here. I recognize that I'm coming across a little petulant right now, but at the same time, this is like the archetype of the most boring ass Afterbirth run you could ever imagine. Maybe, like, you know, you can't appreciate the sweet without the sour, right? What about April Fools? That was like 3 days ago. That was a sour ass daily. Being, like, you know what? Fuck it, take the bomb, dude. It's our only way out of here as far as I'm concerned. I actually hate this. But I'm having a good time commiserating with all of you. I know sometimes people, I tend to be very positive most of the time, albeit a little cynical, but in my own way. Cynical about, you know, things unrelated to the game most of the time. People sometimes think of me as like a PR mouthpiece, which is ironic, but it's certainly not the case either way. You get to see my true colors shining through on this run. Like, I love the dailies, dude. I wish they would love me back on today's. I'm not saying every daily needs to be like, oh, Tammy's had brimstone again. But, like, maybe, you know, have somebody at the office run it through and be like, maybe we give him a different seed today. Can we veto this one? Because it's a Maggie run with, like, literally no... Just give him a lost one today. I don't know. Maybe they feel like people will complain no matter what. And maybe some people are... You know, they prefer to be beholden to random chance. And I don't necessarily dispute that. Yep. This is actually like a challenge run, almost. Well, it's pretty cool. Like, we're 6 hitting these guys, so... 7 hitting. Sorry, my mistake. I don't think I want to go to the... No consumable. I don't think I want to go to the cursed room. I can't afford to go to the cursed room. Infamy, thank you. Thank you. I can't afford to go to the cursed room. I mean, obviously, I'm taking way too much damage. At the same time, ain't nobody got time for this run, man. So what's our game plan if we want to get to boss rush? It has to pull us out here. Sometimes I mean, again, I don't know if these are curated or what, but sometimes it feels like they do troll you. They give you like a shit run. And then, like, right before the boss rush, they're like, oh, by the way, it's not a shit run, and you were wrong to feel slighted by it. Instead, here's Mom's knife. I mean, I do agree, you live by the sword, you die by the fucking sword, but, you know, if you're dying by the sword, at least there's a sword involved. Right now, we got a little pea shooter here. We're past the point of being upset that we can't get to boss rush. Because if you get to boss rush on this run, you found something I didn't. I don't know, you got bombs and bombed your way through starting on the caves 1 or something, or honestly, I have no idea. More power to you, though. What I will say is, NL, you're an adult, okay? It's time to act like one. A little bit of focus could save you a lot of heartache right here. What do I mean by that? We have a good chance to get a deal with the devil. The most likely avenue to improve this run is to improve this run drastically, is to get a deal with the devil and get one of the, like, game-winning items. Luckfoot is not it, obviously, but get, like, Brimstone, get, Mom's Knife. Get a 1-room transformation into Guppy. Entirely possible that I have fucked this up beyond savability by ruining that 3rd floor deal with the devil. And that's honestly completely my own fault if that's the case. I'm going to continue to be as salty as I feel. However, note that all of that salt I proactively rebuke if it turns out that I'm actually just the idiot and this daily is actually awesome if you just get that deal with the devil. Because I really just should have popped the Hierophant card. Instead, I tried to get super cute with it and go, oh, what if we get blank card later? Watch there be blank card in here. No blank card yet. We have to go for the reroll. You probably go Steam Sale here. And then fight the... Oh, dude! I started a joke. Now, I gotta be honest, we might be in an unsavable tilt at this point, but starting me exactly where the spawns were, with poop in the way, was a little bit of an annoyance as well. Oh, I can't wait to read the subreddit thread after this. You know, if you don't follow the inside baseball of the Isaac daily discussions, I don't necessarily blame you. You know, you got to be a super fan. I'm invested. You know, I have a position on the leaderboards. I'm not saying, you know, it's that noteworthy, but I care about these dailies, and I'm like mildly competitive about it at the very least. As pathetic as that might be to say, given my performance, especially on a daily like today. On yesterday's daily, the thread was like, "This is why I never play Afterbirth dailies," or sorry, Afterbirth Plus dailies, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, I get you. It was a slow run and then eventually got good. Today's run is actually about, like, 1/5 as good. It's so bad. Don't get me wrong, by the way. I'm amazed and extremely happy that we finally got a DPS upgrade of any sort. But it's really highlighting one of the most annoying possible runs you can have in Afterbirth, and that's, you know, no fucking DPS, and then every enemy is a spawner all of a sudden. So you gotta, either you gotta kill the spawners, but the spawners always have a buttload of HP. This is actually heinous. So what's the game plan here? Well, I still do believe that, you know, nothing... Not every Afterbirth Plus daily is gonna go perfectly. What's important is not that you're always perfect, but that you're always making the best decisions, or, you know, you're always working towards improvement, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And on today's daily, we're lost. We're lost in space already. There's no way we're ever gonna hit boss rush. It's not conceivable. We're 2 floors away. Despite really, really trying to make this happen. So, fuck me, I guess. There is still an avenue for us to rank okay, I think. Not that ranking is necessarily the be-all, end-all either, but, you know, I do feel like I'm wasting a little bit of my precious life force doing this daily, but that's, you know, hopefully it's for entertainment's sake. And yeah, okay, I'm making some short-sighted decisions with respect to our damage, like, that we're taking here. But as far as I'm concerned, this is now win-the-run territory. I don't even give a shit necessarily about our survival. Or about our leaderboard survival, at least. Not the good save, yeah. But no, I don't necessarily give a shit about our ranking today. But that's life. So what do we do to get out of this run with the best possible chance that we have given the circumstances as they stand right now, you know? Firm believer, handle the situation as it is, not as you wish it was. Well, Mama Mega in a shop, which is actually aided by the fact that we do have counterfeit penny. No, we don't want shiny rock. An Awaz rune or a shovel is still good. You know, it still allows you to go further into the run. The book is out on the daily meta, by the way. Everyone knows what they have to do, so... It's a good room. It's one of, like, the best rooms in the game. Can you just, like, crush one of the enemies who is creating himself over and over? Jesus Christ, dude. Are we in Trainwreck territory? I can't say for certain. I do hate this, though. Oh, dude, okay. Parasitoid Tears instantly is, like, best or second best item we've gotten on this whole run. Let's check out Northernlion's Skype corner for a mild diversion here. Sick. They're talking about YouTube Red. We don't need to get into the inside baseball for YouTube Red, but suffice to say, YouTube Red. Everyone was mad about it, but it's turned out to be, like, mostly pretty cool. The Chariot card. I mean, we could get Broken Modem, but I actually don't care about Broken Modem. I don't think it's good enough. If we got, like, Blue Candle, I'd be over it in a fucking heartbeat. I would be on that item like fucking... Give me a second. Sour sugar on a Skittles. On a sour Skittles. I didn't want to say sour twice. It cuts into the elegance of the joke. Half of these rooms, this is what's amazing to me, especially on the first floor, like half of the rooms didn't even have combat. And yet we found ourselves being, I don't know, we'll probably be close to 10 minutes behind schedule for boss rush. I might even, you know, once we finish this floor, because the next floor, as of right now, looks like it'll be the last floor on the run. Look, stop walking directly into enemies, please. This is like a full-on full-tilt poker starring, you know, Phil Ivey. Let's not do that. I want to go to the Isaac subreddit and, like, read the comments on this daily right now. By the way, the majority of my perceived... Oh, no, this belongs to me. The majority of my perceived anger right now is fake. I'll end the episode. 2 minutes later, I will be a normal human being again. I'm playing it up a little bit for drama's sake. But this is definitely one of those runs where if you were playing Isaac off camera, on the 3rd floor, you'd be like, I'm not finishing this. This is madness. I would rather have, like, you know, Ipecac Isaac's Heart. At least you got the ability to hurt enemies as much as they're hurting you. But let's not get salty. In fact, let's stay rigorously focused right here. There we go. Full HP. What are you doing? We're using the chariot card. We're using bombs. We're crushing the adversary as necessary. Oh, I guess he's invincible when he goes... Bleh. Yeah. Sounds... Oh, Tarot Cloth, right. We should have been buying every single card, probably. Yeah, okay, I mean, fuck. I just stood there, basically, and let that one happen. That's completely my own fault. Alright, reddit.com/r/Binding of Isaac. I'm not... This run has tilted me to a degree I didn't think was possible, so we should be paused now. There you go. Isaac Daily Bot. Afterbirth Daily Discussion. Awful daily run, just skip it. Probably the first daily I've done where I got so bored I ended my run rather than keep playing. Cricket's head on basement 1 in the upper chest before the boss. Oh, god damn it! AB plus, why do these dailies have to be so fucking annoying? Default stats on the 4th floor, no consumables, big horn fight that took 2 minutes, foot goal, who wants to play this shit, and it's Maggie, so you're stuck in this purgatory because you can't be killed, just press Alt F4. Don't bother playing this one. If you manage to survive until Depths 1 with base stats, the run gets a bit better. My god, what an awful daily. I mean, I'm not necessarily going that far, but I am happy somebody's saying it. I'm not trying. This isn't meant to be like a, you know, these developers don't care about us. It's more like, good god, you know, we rolled like a 100-sided dice and got a -10 on today's daily. Not us, not the player, although I've played like shit. We've definitely compromised deals with the devil that we should have had a chance to get. But we would have had a better chance to get him if we got 1 damage upgrade over the course of the entire run. Not trying to be rude, but hey, pretty girl, I'm feeling you. The way you do the things you do reminds me of my Alexis Coop. But, like, help us help you on this one. Like, surely this is, like, otherworldly levels of absolute nonsense. So what's our... By the way, half the people in that thread also said they have no idea where the seam is. First off, that's my word, and you'll be hearing from my lawyers. Secondly, that means we're probably about to be done with this run. This is congratulations. And I mean this sincerely. It's the first Trainwreck daily. I've had Trainwrecks before. I don't think I've ever had a Trainwreck daily. So, here we are. Our new hope. Oh, it was sweet odd mushroom, you know? It's a speed down, which is pretty bad considering we haven't had any speed upgrades over the course of the entire run. Just, you know, the same way we haven't had basically any upgrades to any stats over the entire run. But, on the bright side, we do have 4 damage now. Almost to Kane's starting damage here on the basement 2. Or, sorry, did I say the basement 2, which would have been logical? No, I meant, the depths 2. Now, let me be honest. Me and this run are both guilty here. This is a bad daily played badly. Not even a blood bank. Alright. It's a bad daily played badly. And I do apologize for that. Some of that is due to, you know, we're tilting like the fucking Titanic here. And then part of it, by the way, if you said that was too soon, come on, they made $1 billion off of that tragedy. You think this guy making a YouTube video joke about the Titanic is the one exploiting it? Anyway, I'm not saying fuck you, James Cameron, one of my favorite Canadian Americans. Oh, thank you, Infamy. Shit. That being said, some of the damage is because I tilted. Some of the damage is because it's not conceivable to get through, like, this many rooms. We have 2 Steam sales. Dude, if we can get restock, we might actually be able to pull out some bullshit here. Some of the damage is because we have nearly base stats this late in the game. So again, I would never suggest we're completely innocent on this run and, oh, we did everything right and the game still fucked us because they don't care. No, 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 no. I think they do care, and I think I was bad. I was very, very bad on today's daily. Hopefully there's been some schadenfreude at least, and we might still rank well because, honestly, some people, well, here's a dirty little secret of the daily community. If you have a run you don't like the score of, if you want to keep your average high, a lot of people just Alt F4. I'm not trying to say I'm a better player than anybody who does that. As far as I'm concerned, you know, you're playing for leaderboard position, beyond just actually cheating, do whatever you want to do. Is it an exploit? Maybe. I got a public image to maintain. I'm not gonna, you know, Alt F4 a daily just because my score isn't that good as we get close to the end. That being said, I would do it to this one. Ace of Spades. That's terrible. Okay. So what do? Well, you reroll it, dude. And okay, Chaos is great. What are we looking for, though? We're looking for restock. Well, actually, I guess we're basically looking for anything. Why am I not buying everything on every wave? It's a great question. We don't have many bombs, but we can start to get bombs here, which is why this is important. Definitely, contract from below, sure. A free demon baby. A free spirit heart. There we go. It's a damage upgrade. I'm gonna take the pill. Just don't telepills me, you. This game's playing dirty right now. The Pact! Ghost baby. Oh, if you could just survive to the final shop and make a completely arbitrary decision to pick up Steam sale earlier in the run, amazing things can happen. There's Cambion Conception. The Joker card. It's plausible we could get a deal with the devil. You know what? At least the run is gonna end being semi-fun. Yeah, you knew this had to explode. So I think we have to roll Dad's Key. I don't think it opens Boss Rush, but you gotta attempt it. And finally, game, I love you. I play you to start my day every day. I'm so happy that you have finally found it in your heart to work with us on this one, even if it's only for 2 rooms. I mean that sadly, very sincerely. Use my bomb here. Okay, you know what? Let's just do this up. At least we get 1 room of enjoyment here, where we're actually dealing damage. Pretty good damage as well. I don't know what, it doesn't matter probably. Fuck it, dude. Okay, so we got this Joker card that's, I mean, it's worthless, but it's worthless because we beat the odds, so it's hard to be mad. That's not an AWAS rune, sadly. So we're trapped in here, and that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it. What do you want me to do? Don't play today's daily. Go back in time. Build a time machine to not have to do today's daily. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. It's a train wreck. I enjoyed it. In a weird, I have a shared experience with everybody else who played this run. We're all in this together. If you enjoyed it, or you feel sympathy for me, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.